What's up, folks? Welcome back.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the first video of the course portion of the community. We're really stoked to talk about this because I think both Stevan and I have aligned with this. We are like we both spoke about this before you probably even saw this video. Outside of this community, it's the fact that we realize that there is no one thing usually to succeed, maybe just in the beginning, but for like when you see people who are successful over the long term, it's never one thing. It's never like, oh, I just succeeded because of this. It's usually a mix of these things here, sometimes all, sometimes most of them, but it's usually that. And I think both Stevan and I have aligned into like our own success came this way, and this is one of the reasons basically why we even decided to like create this community and to share basically this with everyone.
Exactly. Like it's really hard to scale business and to sustain it over a long period of time, as both of us have, without having an ecosystem that works for you, that you have in place where people come in and they get pre-sold, sold, etc. throughout the system, right? And relying on any one tactic or strategy can work, absolutely. I mean, it worked for us. We used many different ones, especially in the beginning, but usually it leads to burnout, lack of motivation, overwhelm. It's really hard. It's like working in a mine. It's like digging every day from the beginning. Like you see people doing like cold DMs, getting better at cold DMs, but it's really mining every single day, right? It's really difficult. And or any other, could be just, posting content on your profile, no matter how good the content, right? And so on. So this is a system we have used, and that's why, as he said, we're really aligned about this. I had a huge epiphany, and I mentioned this. Alex recently, Hormozy, said it's worse to succeed and not to know why than to fail, but to know why you failed. And I've seen people in this space. I had epiphany about other people as well, other marketers who had multiple six figures, even more than $500,000 they made in their business and online, and then they disappeared. And it's like, I had that epiphany. They didn't understand why they were succeeding. And then it's really hard to change things to improve. So this is how it actually works. We'll break it down now in a second, and it will all
Yeah,
be clear.
I think what's especially powerful about this is not like, okay, me and Stevan had success with it. It's like you can track a lot of successful people. Like I gave some examples, like, I don't know, start from whatever, Jonathan Montoya, Spencer Mecham, Russell Brunson, Alex Hormozy. Like you can go to the high 9-figure end, to 7-figure, 6-figure, even some, I guess in 5 figures, you're still figuring it out. But even then you can see the signs of at least this small, I share this with some of you here, this small triangle, as I call it, like it's these three things, and then usually you grow into this bigger triangle. And again, it's not unique to us. I think I truly believe that the most successful people, a lot of them, again, there are always exceptions. You can find someone who just cold DM people and makes whatever, right? Like you can always find people with just one thing. But we're not here to talk about exception. We're here to talk about averages, how most people succeed. And again, it's not just the average of, I don't know, let's say 6-figure earners. It's like 5, 6, 7, 8, even 9-figure. Like look at Hormozy. Obviously, as you grow, things change a bit, especially on his level. Maybe he's not slipping in DMs, so you do that more in the beginning, but less later. But you still like you are in the ecosystem, and I think both Stevan and I, most of the sales, especially later on, like at the beginning, it's like, okay, your profile, maybe Messenger if you're on Facebook, or some sort of DM, and this is how you make money in the beginning. But over time, you start growing. And I think most of the clients later on that we have, usually we had multiple touch points, anything from personal profile, maybe they were through our lead magnets, they are oftentimes in our groups, they are oftentimes in our email list. So it's like at least two of these things online, often multiples. Like I had people buying, I don't know, paying multiple four figures, where maybe we skipped this one, we never chatted, but I know that they were on my list, they were through my lead magnet, they saw my content on social media. So it's like these different touch points. And it's funny because it's like, at one hand, it's unpredictable because you don't know like where they came to find you, what they watched, what they consumed, and so on. So from that side, it's unpredictable. But from the other side, as long as you are doing all the things, like, okay, you're diligent about what you do on your profile, you're diligent in your community, on your email, with your lead magnets, all of these things, you know that if you get people in your community, in your ecosystem, they're like, I don't know, 20 times more likely. This is, by the way, scientifically proven. They're 20 times more likely to convert. So again, it can start from simple friend request, and once you create this ecosystem, they maybe see your content on the feed, maybe you chat, maybe you don't, maybe they see your stories, then they see another post, they're like, oh, I like this, then they join your group, then when they join your group, they watch your lead magnet. By the time they join and watch the lead magnet, they're already on your list, and at the same time they're seeing still your content on profile, and maybe you message them. And can you imagine the suppressed touch points in like a week that you can make? We all heard like, I don't know, on average 7 to 12 touch points, but I also heard it's not like, yeah, they saw your 3-second reel, like that's a touch point, but much weaker than if someone spent, I don't know, 5 minutes reading your post, or 1 hour consuming your lead magnet, right? So the more they are exposed to you, the more they are sold. So as you create this ecosystem, I think everything else, as Stevan said, like they enter your system and they become pre-sold and sold. And oftentimes you don't need to do it because we spend time upfront building the system, building the assets, but later these assets work for us.
Yeah, exactly. And with time, obviously, you change and improve these strategies and add different touch points, and literally works almost like a web, right? And like I have going last couple of months is I had this epiphany, and that's why we wanted to share it. I really want to share this. I realized that 90% of sales I had in the last few months have come from people who are my customers. And what I mean by that, they have purchased something low ticket from me. So it could be a lead magnet, but that lead magnet I was actually selling for $1, $5.
So that's this part of the equation here.
Exactly. And so most of it is not even leads, and I don't have to do anything in Messenger to sell them, or they were already customers. So imagine the difference in dynamic, that conversation when you reach out to someone who doesn't know you, or you reach out to someone who's consuming your paid stuff. Be it $1, whatever, right? Even if it's free, it's still different, right? Totally different dynamic. So as you can see that way, like I basically right now do DMs only with customers who want to become clients. When I say clients, I mean someone who wants to work directly with me, and that means they would invest some high ticket really to work closely with me. But that's, how it works now. I like it way more, to be honest, than when in the beginning I was slamming just DMs and posting on my profile, right? It would take me way more energy, effort, time, everything to sell someone on, even if it's a low ticket thing. I would spend time actually inviting people to the group manually. And I remember DMing and then having in my CRM, who did I invite? Like one by one. I get way more people joining my group now by not talking directly to any of them than when I had to go one by one, invite them if they want, send them the link, whatever, right?
Exactly. And that's the power. And in this like course, what we wanted to basically do is cover each of these aspects, probably in separate videos or a couple of videos, where depending on where you are, it's gonna be, we're obviously gonna start with some kind of social media profile. We're likely most gonna talk about Facebook because that's what we are experts in, that's where we made all of our money and what we used. But again, this works for other type of social media as well. And so we'll start the course talking about that first. Then we'll talk about like messenger messaging, all this like DM type stuff in general. We'll talk about community. So first we are going to cover this like smaller triangle, and then further on we're gonna more extend into this bigger one, right? So by the end of it, as we enroll new things, you're gonna have the complete picture. And whether you just started or you're more advanced, you can find your place, right? So that's basically how we intend to build this course out. And of course, to give you not just like insights and knowledge and skills, but also appropriate templates and tools and other resources, like other stuff that will help you, that we'll figure it out along the way, and that helped us in creating this ecosystem for ourselves.
Absolutely. And we'll also link everything below. So just check everything below the video. And there will be also a thread for you to share where you are right now in your journey. And if you share that in detail, this is for your benefit. In this thread, we'll actually be able to give you feedback immediately, what we think you should do. So you might say, okay, I'm using these social media profiles, I'm posting here and there, this is what I'm doing in DMs. I have, or I don't have, I think I'm starting a community. I had some emails, or maybe you don't have. Wherever you are in this ecosystem right now, what you're using, if you share in detail there, we can give you feedback then what you can do right next to get you, on track.
Yeah, because over time, this kind of like all works together. But it's different when you're starting. Like as Stevan mentioned, he just started, well, a lot of people just start, for example, with these two. So maybe you're either here, right? You're just social media profile and talking to people. That's it. Or some of you are just literally yesterday started, like, okay, I want to try. I heard from Stevan and Mio, Facebook is great. I want to build my presence there. So really depends on where you are in your journey. And that's why we highly encourage every one of you, whether you literally opened your Facebook profile yesterday, or you've been here for 2 years and maybe you have 3, 4, even 5, or all 6 of these pieces. We encourage you to let us know below, because obviously the advice, what we would tell you to focus on, will differ if you just create a profile, or if you're just doing this too, or maybe you have already your community, or maybe you already have your own lead magnets and email list and YouTube channel and whatnot. So it will be different. So again, we'll have links below. There will be a thread, and you can let us know, like, hey, I'm 1 year in, I have, I don't know, 1,500 followers, I use Instagram. And I mean, if you want, you can also share revenue numbers. If you don't feel comfortable, you don't need to. But the more details you can give us, the better suggestion we can give you on what to focus on next, right? I think that's gonna be, honestly, just like that can be worth more than like whatever you pay monthly for the community. Because I think most people are stuck because they don't know what to do right now, what to do next, what to focus on. So you can have 2 6-figure marketers look at your business, look at your profiles, look at your strategy, and we can tell you, again, we need details, but the more you give us, the better advice we can give you on what to focus on next, whether it's starting your community, starting an email list, creating some sort of lead magnet, like, doesn't matter, or just like start DMing people, whatever. Maybe you just have profile content and you don't do anything else. So again, share as much details as you can with us, and we'll help you out on what to focus on, whether it's what to do in your business, or maybe what videos to watch. Maybe you're advanced and we will tell you, like, okay, you already do this too, we would skip that, you can watch the videos on building your community, right? So again, really important to share.
Exactly. So hope you enjoyed this and that it makes sense. Also, what are the next steps? So again, check all the details below this video. And thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.
Thanks for watching, folks. See you around.